time to do our morning show.
On your how this will go.
Come and watch two guys grow old. These are the days.
If we get a YouTube ban,
We'll just stream on day live then. Mr. We could
We
use a man like Donald Trump again. I live in a redneck state.
everybody here's irate.
Man, this intro sure sounds great.
These are the days.
Boomer Bunker Prime Time, Wednesday, October 27th. I'm Bob, that's John.
That's right. You know, in the intro song, it says if we get a YouTube ban. Well, we got a strike because we talked about something about the election. Oh, when they did the survey over in Arizona, and one of the Arizona election officials archived some voting records, and they did not get sent in with all the subpoenaed information. And all we did was talk about something that was on C-SPAN. And we got a hard strike because we said that the election, something about the election not being legal or being stolen. I guess that's what they were talking about. So then I said, the video is right on C-SPAN. You want me to give you the link? And then they don't do anything. They just go, sorry, no, your appeal's been denied. Screw you. So I hate YouTube. I absolutely hate them because it's nothing but censored nonsense. You can't talk about anything here. I would like to move to Rumble. But unfortunately, what we use is not.
You know, you've heard about them somehow tying in with
locals.
Yeah, locals or local.com, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's Dave
Rubin's.
And somehow Dan Bongino is involved in that too, somehow.
Dan Bongino is part of Rumble. He's in the ownership of Rumble. They bought locals. So I don't know what they paid for it, but I'm sure Dave Rubin made a shit ton of money with locals. So
I remember I remember Bongino saying, back in the day, before it got canceled, that he somehow owned a pretty good chunk of Parler too, did he not?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but he's not. I don't know what happened once Parler went down. When it came back, it didn't seem like he was talking about it too much anymore. And I think either he sold his stake in it, or I don't know. I don't know enough to know enough. So we're already in the chat. Who doesn't John hate? Well, you're on the list there, Soft.
Well, that's
Anyhow,
that's what the chat's for. I mean, what fun is it being in a chat if you're not going to throw shade?
I like it. You know me. I don't mind throwing a little hate every once in a while. I've done it. I've had it done to me. Kyle Rittenhouse. Remember him? Remember that whole deal? Yes, no, maybe so.
Sure.
Okay. So I don't even know why I'm asking you. So Kyle Rittenhouse is apparently his trial is getting ready to heat up. He was the 19-year-old that was in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And he was guarding some businesses because of
a used car lot.
Yeah. Well, it was I think it was a gas station, used car lot, whatever. Bunch of cars in there. It looked like it had a garage. It used to be an old gas station. I don't know if they still had gas there. I don't know. Anyhow. The first night after they had rioting because the cop shot, I can't remember which black guy it was. He had a knife. He went around the car. He tried to get in the car. The car had kids in it. So the cop told him to stop, and then he shot him and he paralyzed him. What was his name? Can't remember. You know what? Doesn't even matter. So then because a cop shot a black guy, they decided to riot in the streets and burnt down a bunch of businesses. And the second night they were going to do it again. So a bunch of people went to protect businesses. and Kyle Rittenhouse was one of them. And they tried to push a dumpster that was set on fire into this business. And he and somebody else, I think, stopped them from doing that. And they chased him. Well, he had an AR-15 on him. And he ran away, and the guy caught up to him. So when he turned around to face him because he couldn't get away, the guy lunged for him and lunged for the gun. And he shot him and killed him. So then he ran to go get the police. He got on his phone, and then he ran to go get his police. And this is all on video. If you go to YouTube, it's all over. There's video angles all over. People chased him. One guy chased him, and he fell, and the kid came back and tried to hit him with a skateboard. And when the kid tried to hit him with this edge of the skateboard, he shot him, killed him. Another guy comes and pulls out a pistol to shoot Kyle, and Kyle takes and shoots him and disintegrates his.
Well, he'd grabbed his gun. He had grabbed the barrel of his gun, and that's why the bullet went up his arm.
All right, disintegrated his arm. And then a fourth guy that was going to attack Kyle put his hands up and backed away. And Kyle got up and walked down to tell the police, surrender to police. And the police drove right by him. So that's what happened. I watched different angles of this, and there is no way that this isn't just an open and shut case of self-defense. If those three guys did not attack him, they'd still be alive. Well, two of them still be alive today, and one of them would still be able to brush his teeth with his right arm. That didn't happen. So now I guess they're doing the pretrial motions. And the lawyers or the prosecution put a motion in, and they wanted to call the two guys that were killed victims. And the judge says, no, you can't call them victims. You can call them rioters, looters, but you can't call them victims. And I said, why don't we just call them attackers? Because that's basically what they did. They attacked him.
Well, wasn't one of them like a pedophile or something, the one that he killed?
The guy with the skateboard that hit him with the skateboard, he was convicted of some kind of pedophilia charge. And the other guy, the first one that he killed, he had some kind of, he was a criminal too. So anyhow, once the judge said that they can't be named as victim, Twitter just lit on fire. This judge needs to be removed. You know, this is ridiculous. They're victims. They were killed. No, they're not victims. They're attackers. The victim is Kyle Rittenhouse. He was the victim. He was attacked.
Well, do you know why the cops didn't shoot Kyle when he turned himself into them?
To be honest with you, they drove right by him.
Like, no, I'm talking. He walked up. He walked
up, had his hands up,
had the gun on a strap around his body, and walked up like this, and was like, "Here, come and take the gun. I'm not gonna grab for it." Like, he turned himself in. I mean, and he did the right thing.
But they didn't. The cops went right by him. They drove by him. He's like, okay. So then he called his mom, and his mom drove him home. And then the next day, I guess he had to go back in and surrender and be charged. But they're going to try to charge him with murder. And this is ridiculous. Yeah. Tristan's right. It's a sling. Had the gun on a sling.
Whatever.
So, I mean, so they're like, well, they were unarmed. I don't care if they're unarmed. They attacked him. And the one guy was armed.
One of them is really unarmed.
Well, yeah, he kind of got like a Lucy arm. The only guy that was unarmed was the first guy he shot. The second guy that attacked him had a skateboard, and these Antifa rioters, cosplayers, they use those skateboards as a weapon, because if you turn that thing up on its edge and swing it, it is like a weapon. They can do a lot of damage. They use them to break windows. Sure. It's amazing. So, and then the second guy pulled a pistol out. So I don't want to hear it. It's not, when you're defending yourself, it doesn't have to be a fair fight. Every time he tried to retreat, every time he was attacked, knocked down, fell, and he tried to get up again, and they were attacking him, and he defended himself with a gun. It can't be more of an open and shut case of self-defense. And so now they're already saying that if he is not convicted, that there's going to be more rioting. And I'm like, okay, well, people, if you let these, if he's found not guilty and they all start coming out to riot again, then you have to meet force with force. That's when, because the police aren't going to do anything. The police aren't going to do anything, and just going to have a good old fashioned Donnybrook.
About, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, there was a kid went to school, shot somebody, whatever, shot a teacher, a couple other people.
This was down in Dallas. The black kid that shot 4 people.
Yeah, and they I think it was like $50,000 bail, and he was back at home with his parents.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right?
Kyle, what was Kyle's bail? Something like over $1 million.
Probably. Yeah, well, it's a different story though, because it's, and it's funny. If it was Betty White, a Betty White kid that shot up,
if it was one of the Golden Girls.
Yeah, the news would have ran with it. It's like, oh my God, a school shooting. Holy cow, let's get everybody down there. What? It's a black kid. We can't report on that.
Well, I mean, look at our media all week long. We haven't heard anything about the crap going on in Loudoun County. Is it Virginia?
Nope.
And but yet we've heard a lot about Dave Chappelle, haven't we?
Sure.
It's just so stupid. The news cycle is just.
You're not hearing anything. Are you really hearing anything about the price of inflation and how the price of everything's going up? No,
that's really not an issue.
What do you mean it's not? What do you mean it's not an issue?
It's right here. I'll show you.
Okay, you show me, Bob.
This guy right here, Ronald Klain.
Okay.
Says more jobs, higher wages, the value of people's homes and retirement accounts are up. What they owe in debt is down. A growing economy so different from where it was 10 months ago. And there's old Poopy Pants himself just pretending to write his name. I don't know.
He's coloring a dog that he drew.
It just says Bidenomics is working. And this is from NewYorkMag.com and NYMag.com.
But what they're not telling you is that the money's worth less. So if you have $1,
yeah, I mean that's in the comments, but
and the dollar's worth like 50 cents. Did you really do any? Is the economy any better? The economy's horrible.
But who tweets this crap and actually believes it? Like, what kind of spin is this?
Well, that's the same thing about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. They're like, he should be. And I'm like, go watch the video and tell me that guy wasn't defending himself. So it's just gaslighting. Everything is gaslighting.
This is this is at roughly 4:30 my time. This afternoon, breaking news. Dems scrap paid family and medical leave from Biden's Build Back Better spending bill from NBC.
They're trying to jam this thing.
You notice they take out things that'll benefit the working class Americans, but they're leaving in all the other crap. So, like, why is that the first thing to come out? Why that?
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. Democrats are a bunch of filthy lying scumbags. And I'm going to show you why.
That's misinformation, John. Shame on you. We're going to lose our green.
Not misinformation. That's not misinformation. I'm going to show you why in just a second. So I'm going to share you a tweet.
I like tweets.
I know you do. Can I do it this way? Let's see. No. Let's try that. All right. There is our the honorable representative from Minnesota, Ilhan Omar, the brother humping, Marion, whatever. And she says,
some people did something.
Some people did some things. So this is what she tweets. Ted Cruz just casually defended Nazis in a congressional hearing. And then you see the video going on right there. Well,
isn't when they throw up Nazis, isn't that time to just tune them out? Like everything they say after that is like, okay.
Right. Well, I have the actual video of Ted Cruz and what he was talking about right there.
Are you going to play an episode of the Munsters?
Doom, doo, doo, doom, doo, doo. All right. So here's old Ted.
Yeah, Eddie. There he is. Boy, he's getting old.
All right. So let me just give you a little backstory. He has the Attorney General. I can't remember his name. He's on there, and they're talking about where the DOJ is looking into people that are going to school boards and treating them as domestic terrorists. And there's a 20 count indictment or something where they have to look at them. And he asked them, has anybody looked? So Ted wants to know, has anybody looked into these 20 counts of what's going on? And the AG's like, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. So Ted's all upset about this. And he says, look, I'm just looking at the 20 counts right now. And this is where Ted's talking to the AG. This is in a congressional hearing.
I did a quick count just sitting here. During this hearing, I counted 20 incidents cited. Of the 20, 15 on their face are nonviolent. They involve things like insults. They involve a Nazi salute. That's one of the examples. My God, a parent did a Nazi salute at a school board because he thought the policies were oppressive. General Garland is doing a Nazi salute at an elected official. Is that protected by the First Amendment?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
See? Right. And even the Attorney General says, yes, it's protected. But these lying, filthy scumbags, Democrats, Ted Cruz just casually defended Nazis in a congressional hearing. That's not what he did. That's not what he did at all. What he said was...
Yes, it is.
It is? He defended Nazis?
Yes, no, I was just trying to pretend that we're those two people.
Oh, okay.
You're doing all the talking, and then I just say, yes, it is.
Oh, I got you. Well, I mean, jump in whenever you want to.
I mean, it's kind of like an episode of Gaslighting. Go ahead.
Maybe. All right. So jump in whenever you want to. So now you threw me off. Because I don't know what to do now. All right. So what I'm going to say is...
Well, I mean, what? So some guy was like Sieg Heil or something. I mean, he was doing it as like sarcasm or something during some kind of a
board meeting. Yeah. During a school board meeting, he gave the old Nazi salute to the school board members. For what I don't know, they don't tell you here.
Well, Biden did during his town hall did the white power symbol in his eyes,
Did he
remember that? So I mean, why is it okay for Biden to do it on national news television, and this guy can't do it in a town hall or in a school board meeting, whatever the hell it was?
Well, I just don't like the idea. I don't like the fact that they just take something and turn it completely around. And now, if you go into Twitter and you look at this, it's Ted Cruz defends Nazi salute in congressional hearing, and that's the narrative that's going to be put out there now, when it's not even true. It's not even true.
Well, that's what I love when you just read the headlines of all these damn news stories. If you just go by that and you don't read any of the body of the actual article, like you're not getting it. Like there was one, I think it was either New York Times or Washington Post put out one. I think this was in regards to the Loudoun County thing that basically said the headline was like, parents believe that they have the right to have a say in their kids' education. Well, they don't.
That is the guy running for governor from Virginia, McAuliffe. I think it's Terry McAuliffe is his name?
McAuliffe. Yeah, I think he used to be governor. I think he's running for congressional seat. No, whatever. Was it Manchin's seat?
No, he's running for governor. He's running for governor of Virginia because the other guy, they're neck and neck. And the Democrats are sweating bullets because this Biden administration has done such a horrendous job in not even a year. They have tanked this country in not even a year. Southern border, Afghanistan, the vaccine,
economy, everything.
the economy, everything.
Housing prices, everything.
All that.
You
All
name
that
it, and it's all gone to shit in the last 10 months. I don't know who to blame.
Right. His Biden's approval rating is going down like the Titanic. It's going down like a cheap hooker in a truck stop. I thought you were going to bring something up. I saw you there.
Well, it was there, but I don't know if I bring it back in, because it was already in here. If I bring it back in, if there won't be any audio like before, so
let's give it a whirl, Bob. Come on,
let's do it over.
Let's live dangerously.
He tried to clarify on this now. Okay, so let's hear the man out. If it'll play, thanks.
Come on,
Thanks
baby.
Thanks a lot, internet.
Let's go, Brandon.
Now I feel like I'm in Australia. Reload. How about that?
Reload. Here, let's try that.
Yeah, great. Now it ain't even doing anything. You stupid piece of crap.
Know the little expression, time is money. As one computer said, if you're on the train and they say Portal Bridge, you know you better make other plans. Know the little expression,
one more
time
time.
Is money. As one computer said, if you're on the train and they say Portal Bridge, you know you better make other plans.
That's right.
That's our president. That's the guy that's running our country. That is the commander-in-chief of the military. If you know that you have smelled pancakes and it's lunchtime, that the dog's not coming home with the cat. That's our boy. That's who you elect. 81 million people.
Surprised that, like, at this point, he's not just reading the grocery list.
81 million people voted for him. Voted for him.
You were one of them. Don't lie.
You got to be kidding me. I knew that this was going to happen. Gas prices through the roof. They don't care. They want gas prices to go through the roof. I'm not going to raise any taxes on anybody that doesn't make over $400,000. Yeah. Well, what do you think when you raise their taxes? What do you think they're going to do? You think they're going to say, "Oh, well, geez, I'm not going to raise my prices. I'm just going to take and drop my profit." That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. They raise the prices, and who gets it in the ass? Jackass. The middle class, the poor. He's an idiot. And then the people that supported him and voted for him, they're like, "Yeah, Joe's doing a great job." About 20% of the morons.
Well, I mean, I don't think you're aware. There's already people lining up for Black Friday sales.
I saw this. Go ahead. This is a good one.
There they are, lining up.
Hey, I need a flat screen. Can you throw one out of the container, please? Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to address?
I'm taking it in the ass from your socialist party.
Would you like to address this one here? It says them getting out of Afghanistan, regardless of how, is better. Okay, sorry. Regardless of how, is better than them staying there, though, right?
Hey, I don't have a problem with them getting out.
I'm turning into Biden.
They did it. They couldn't have done it a worse way. I mean,
well, okay. We should have. I don't think there's a right way to pull out now of Afghanistan.
We're still talking about Afghanistan.
Let's not go there. So, what bothered me is that, and there's emails of this. Think, what the hell is the congressman or like senator? Oh God, I'm having brain farts. Anyway, there's an email that was basically released by this guy. He was one of the ones who was going to stop the steal stuff. Can't remember his name.
Talking about the
Jim
election,
Jordan,
right?
or something like that. I can't remember his name now.
Okay.
Is it Jim Jordan? Does that sound right? Anyway,
there is a congressman, Jim Jordan.
I don't know. Anyway,
I think Jordan might be out of California.
I'm a moron. I have no memory. So
what is it?
Email
Underinformed, over opinionated, underinformed. That's us.
Yeah, and
close.
so there's emails regarding the Afghanistan evacuation. Basically, Biden said to load the planes beyond capacity with unvetted, basically unvetted Afghans. Don't worry about the green card holders or anybody, any actual Americans there. Just load the planes up like excessively with basically unvetted Afghans,
right,
to bring them here,
and not the dogs and not the crocheted things that you put on the back of the couch. So the reason being is that they can bring them here and then they can be Democratic voters. See, they need more Democratic voters. That's what's going on. They have to bring more voters because their policies and everything that they do is horrific and stupid. And the thing is, like in California, you had a chance to recall Gavin Newsom and put Larry Elder in there, who was a Californian and wanted to straighten the state out, wanted to go in and take care of education, wanted to go in and take these oppressive executive orders off of businesses. And what did they do? They did not recall them. So as far as I'm concerned, California, you deserve everything that guy does to you. You deserve it. And New Jersey's the same way. Our elections, for the governor is the 2nd of November, and it's a dogfight here. So go ahead.
Go ahead with what?
Are you done with the Afghan guy thing?
You were talking about, they're like bringing them over here to make them Democrat voters and all that. Have you heard there's been pleas for anybody with available Airbnb homes to help donate them to these Afghan refugees?
Yeah. Why don't we just take them down to the southern border?
What you mean, like let them walk across? What?
I mean, they're just jamming people in here. Again, you have to think why. Like my big question is why? Why is this being done? There has to be some kind of reason for this. Nothing else makes sense.
So we'll have something to talk about.
You think that's why? Yeah, you know what? John and Bob are going to be on Thursday night and they need something to talk about. So let's take about a bunch of C-130 planes and fill them up with unvetted Afghans, refugees, and bring them over here and dump them all over the country.
Hey, can we bring in Soft?
No.
Come on.
His internet's horrible and he's drunk.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but she's
I don't want to. No.
Freaking wise in the chat. Let's
I don't
let him back it up.
No, I don't want to bring him in here. No. I'll ban him. I will not bring him in.
Don't ban people.
No, I'll ban him from
from your Patreon.
No, we don't have a Patreon. All right, bring him in. As soon as his internet glitches one time, he's gone.
Well, he was on
he's so smart he can't even get halfway decent internet.
He was on another podcast the other night, and his audio was echoing all over the place, and his mic was all screwed up.
Listen, I'm not intimidated.
Like that.
Yeah, I'm not intimidated by him. Please.
I'm just okay. Cool. Here. What else you got?
Let's bring him in, and we can show how stupid Democrats are.
I haven't given him a link. Hey, some expert, goddamn genius, said that if we don't do something about climate change in 30 years, this is what America's going to look like. Do you not see Italy over here? I mean, could they not be a little more creative?
So stupid.
Don't the Appalachian Mountains run from about right here all the way down?
All the way down, yeah.
Because the Appalachian Mountains surround where I live. That's the town that I'm in is actually a valley that's surrounded by the Appalachian Mountains. So, yep, that's what they're saying. 30 years. I'm not going to be here, so I don't give a shit.
The problem was that we were supposed to be underwater in 10 years.
89.
Yeah.
89, they said by 2000, we're all going to die.
We're all going to die. Well, that's what they do. Everybody's afraid. They're afraid of the vaccine. You know, now the FDA just, what would you call it? They just released a emergency usage for vaccines for kids from 5 to 12.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny you bring that up because I have sitting here in queue. Pow. What do you think about that, bitch?
17-0 vaccines for children's age 5.
Yeah. So the FDA panel voted 17-0 to approve vaccines for children ages 5 to 11. Now, the audio on this may be a little iffy, but I can tell you what he says if you can't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's not going to play again. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Twitter or whoever.
We're going to learn about how safe the vaccine.
Here, let's back it up.
But we're never going to learn about how safe the vaccine is unless we start giving it.
Sure.
That's the way it goes.
So he said, Dr. Rubin on the FDA panel said, we're never going to learn about how safe the vaccine is until we start giving it. That's the way it goes. So yeah, why not use all of our youth as guinea pigs? That'd be awesome.
How can you argue with any of that?
He's a doctor. I'm just a dumbass.
Listen, how do we know? We can't, unless we give all these kids vaccines, how are we going to know how it affects them? And you know what I say? Here, let me just share this real quick.
I know what you say.
Conservatives, stop asking liberals if they can get any dumber. They seem to be taking that shit as a challenge.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Well, another thing. Hold on. Let me go ahead and reload this one because God only knows that it's just going to screw me again. Big piece of crap.
Well, I got one for you while you're getting ready to do that.
I knew you were going to.
A palate cleanser. Oh, Jesus, was that loud? My apologies.
Oh, my Lord. That's okay. Oh, my. Tsunami.
I knew you would like that one. I'm sorry. Go ahead. A little
Right.
palate cleanser for you.
Well, I guess Greta Thunberg isn't doing her job good enough, so they're actually bringing in the actual freaking lizard people here.
Listen up, people. You're headed for a climate disaster. And yet every year, governments spend hundreds of billions of public funds on fossil fuel subsidies. Imagine if we had spent hundreds of billions per year subsidizing giant meteors. That's what you're doing right now. Around the world, people are living in poverty. Don't you think helping them would make more sense than, I don't know, paying for the demise of your entire species? You've got a huge opportunity right now as you rebuild your economies and bounce back from this pandemic. So here's my wild idea. Don't choose extinction. Save your species before it's too late.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there are people living in poverty all over the world. So let's buy carbon credits and let's dump trillions of dollars into, I don't know what. What do they want to do here?
Well, as the late Sam Kinison said, move to where the food is.
Well, I don't understand how corporations buying carbon credits and giving that money to whoever, whatever government entity gets all that cash. How does that help poor people?
It doesn't. It hurts them. It's a grift. They're doing this in Canada, and I heard this. I said, it's just them stealing more money. The government right now, listen, the government right now is like a wife with a bunch of credit cards and a spending problem. They'll take and run those credit cards up and run those credit cards up. And then when there's no more credit to have, they'll go get another credit card and they'll run that up. And that's what's going on right now. And we as a country need to do is just stop it. Just stop it. Stop this frivolous spending where we're just trillions and trillions of dollars in debt.
But build back better.
There's no building back better. Build back better is socialism, and where we're going to separate. You're just going to have two classes. You're going to have the upper class, and then you're going to have the peasants. Hey, you know what? Let's do Build Back Better. Because in about 10 years of Build Back Better, what's going to happen is the same thing that happened in France, where they have the revolution, they bring out the guillotines, and they just start lopping the heads off of all the elites. And basically what this is right now, what we're going through right now, is the elites in this country are basically turning everybody against each other. And then we fight, and then they just keep taking our money in taxes. They can't tax enough. They can't tax enough to spend enough. It's never worked. Never, ever in the history of ever. Jesus, go ahead, bring this one up. I saw this one earlier too.
No.
I saw this. This
is where our money's going to go.
Story time.
Audio
with the bearded lady.
So the other day, I was walking down the street with my dog.
Is there audio?
Yeah, I can hear it. Can you hear it?
Stevie, and I came across this guy on this park bench. Now, keep in mind that I was wearing tight sweatpants, I was looking cute, and I was, walking with my dog Stevie. And when this guy saw me, he screamed at me, "Yo, faggot, you can't be wearing those girly sweatpants." Now, I'm used to that kind of stuff, and I would usually just keep walking, keep my head down. But on this particular day, Stevie decided that he needed to pee right then and right there. So here I am with this guy who had been yelling at me on one side and Stevie peeing on the other, and I can't move. So I did something that I never usually do, which was look the guy straight in his eyes. And we ended up holding contact for a good 5 to 10 seconds. After that point, I actually asked him, "Are you okay?" And I asked that because I saw someone who was lost and maybe was a little bit off. And he actually said, "I'm sorry." And I was surprised, and I kept on walking.
Now, can we file this under shit that didn't happen?
Yeah, then that's number one. And number two, I think that might be a filter where it's a beard and lipstick. I think that's a filter. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm going to bring this back in because I love comment number one.
Some people, what's it say? Are probably
right here. Reasons to date women
with beards.
With beards.
There's
all those reasons.
Blank piece of paper. Well, I got something for you. This one here, you know me. This one just triggers me.
Damn it.
I'm Cody. Pronouns em, ers, or zs, ems, or zers, or really any neo-pronouns that aren't z, her, hers. I am a white, transmasculine, femme, non-binary, temporarily mostly able-bodied, neurodivergent, obsessive-compulsive, chronically ill, culturally Jewish, Unitarian Universalist, non-monogamous, demi-low romantic, gray demi-bisexual, survivor of acute and complex trauma, millennial, and cat parent in mental health recovery.
Listen, darling, if you had to put that on a badge, it would look like a sandwich board. I mean, you got to be kidding me. I'm just impressed you could remember all that shit.
In case that person catches this, I'm trying to give them help right now. Let's see.
How to tie a knot.
Three-legged chairs would be my next search here.
Okay.
So, then you probably saw this other one that I have up.
I didn't dig into this one.
Okay, so the mayor of Hazard, Kentucky. I had no idea that I thought that was in Georgia, where the Duke boys are from.
I was going to say, is that Boss Hogg? Is the Boss Hogg the mayor of Hazard, Kentucky?
Yeah, something like that. Roscoe P. Coltrane. So, the mayor of Hazard, Kentucky, who is also the principal of Hazard High School, held an assembly with a male pageant. The students came dressed in lingerie and gave lap dances to the staff.
Oh, what? What? How? What?
Here,
Are you kidding me?
That's a dude.
Oh, it's a guy.
Yeah. The male pageant. And they came and gave lap dances to some of the, I guess, teachers, faculty, whatever.
Oh my God.
That's creepy. That almost looks like a urban mayor. Never mind.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. So this person here, I guess, is the one who brought this to light. She says, I scratched out the students in the photo for their privacy. This was posted by Hazard High School in Hazard, Kentucky, and deleted after the backlash. Now, today, during their homecoming assembly, they held a male pageant. During this, young male students came out with bikinis, lingerie, tons of skin showing, etc. They proceeded to, as it seems in the photos, give lap dances to the teachers. And the school shared these photos. I personally believe this is ridiculous and incredibly inappropriate from the perspective of a high school student. I can't imagine what some of the parents are thinking. My question is, who allowed this to be approved, and what is the board's opinion on this? So,
yeah. And if you went to the school board and complained about this, then you would be a domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
And the FBI would investigate you.
Yeah, true.
Because as the governor, as the candidate for governor in Virginia says, you know what? You don't get to say anything about the education of your children. We do. You don't get any say in your children's education. We do. And Virginia, if you vote in that guy, you deserve everything you get. I mean, it's getting, listen, Republicans, I don't know where they are, but again, there's a guy, he's a representative of Florida. He's a Republican, and he's in Florida, and he was on the floor of the House of Representatives today, and he basically had this to say.
The unification promise was a lie, and your majority is going to be short-lived. So you must feel compelled to rush through a radical agenda before the midterms. Now, people are understandably frustrated. Actually, they're very angry, and they're not going to sit back and take it much longer. Instead of the bogus Build Back Better plan and reconciliation plan, you know what they want? They want you to help put America back where you found it and leave it the hell alone. Let's go, Brandon. I yield back.
I'll tell you what, you gotta love that. Let's go, Brandon. But he's absolutely right. Stop trying to. I mean, God, stop it. Stop it. Just let it go back to where it was when we didn't have all this shit. Can anybody go over there and unload those ships? Let's get some shit going on. Let's get these products into the country. Stop overheating the economy. Stop printing money like a drunken sailor. I mean, can we do any of this crap? I mean, like I said, the elections, what's it, within a week or two, the elections. And
isn't it next Tuesday?
It is next Tuesday. So it's less than a week. So Project Veritas has a story coming out with my buddy, Governor McBeaverteeth, Phil Murphy. And basically, they had a hidden camera, and it is part of Wendy Martinez, the senior advisor for the Democratic, was recorded saying he's going to do it, vaccine mandates, but he can't do it before the elections, noting that the undecided voters and the independents stop him from announcing mandates sooner. They're all into this shit. My rights, my shit. They don't care if they kill everybody. Right now, it's about getting Governor Murphy reelected. It'll be fine. So now that this is up, I mean, they're scrambling. And one thing I know New Jersey does not want is not mask mandates, the vaccine mandates. So, and this is exactly what happened in California. As soon as they were going to try to recall Newsom, he just sat down and shut up and, relaxed stuff. And as soon as he found out they didn't recall him, then he dropped the hammer. And that's what's going to happen here. And that's what's going to happen in Virginia too. And, I don't understand why this whole country's not up in arms over this stuff, except for Soft, who thinks that I'm afraid of him. I don't want it to, what I don't want it to do? To develop into a screaming match, because I don't have time for his nonsense, basically. So Murphy's got has got a tiger by the tail here, because once this guy from Project Veritas gets a hold of you, he doesn't let go. And it should be really, really interesting. So that's also in my topic of Democrats are filthy, lying scumbags.
So if the election is Tuesday, that means that all the votes have to be in by Christmas, and you'll know who your actual new governor is. I don't know, like Valentine's, somewhere in there.
Well, I'm going tomorrow morning. You can early vote, and I'm going tomorrow morning to early vote.
On your way to Dunkin' Donuts.
On my way to Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, because it couldn't be more important to this state to try to get this governor out of here, because he's just ruined it. I mean, look at Florida right now. Florida's COVID numbers are one of the lowest.
They're number 48 on the list, meaning good.
Yeah, they're the lowest on the list. New Jersey, high. New York, high. All these states that have been locked down and mask mandates and all this other stuff has done nothing. So, and again, the Eagles game and the Phillies game, and everybody's there, no mask on. All the high school games, people were there, no masks on. All the college games, no masks on. Where is all this? Where's all this COVID? Where's these super spreader events? So, yeah, here we go. He must be drunk again. I'm going to do a feature on that fat doughy fucker for the next Soft Weekly.
Cool.
Yeah, no one listens. Who listens to that? No one listens. Go ahead, do whatever you want. Knock yourself out. I've had better people than you go after me. You can go to YouTube, and for an hour straight, you can hear me yelling, fat, 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 donut, donut, donut. Knock yourself out. Nitwit. What else, Bob?
You said you had a bunch of stuff, so
I do.
I'm going to
roll
you today.
Okay, so I'm going to roll. So we're talking about Thanksgiving coming up and how the prices of everything are going up. So Thanksgiving this year.
Black Friday sales.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you're going to have any money for Black Friday, because Thanksgiving is going to be the most expensive meal that it's ever been. Here we go.
This, and also Thanksgiving is now less than a month away. Are you ready? And it's shaping up to be the most expensive meal in the history of the holiday.
What?
Why are you laughing, bitch?
Consumer groups scale every ingredient in a traditional American Thanksgiving, from the disposable aluminum roasting pan to the pumpkin pie, will cost more.
Yep. And the
supply chain crisis.
Moron, you helped get elected, fucking did this. You're welcome.
Yep. Here, he's all wound up now.
Who?
Your buddy. Your socialist buddy. He's all wound up.
I like Soft.
Trade policies, labor shortages, weather, and inflation are all contributing to higher prices. Experts warn that the biggest expense this year will be the turkey. The price per pound is expected to rise above $1.36, surpassing the record benchmark price set back in 2015. The grocery store right now, I mean, everything is up. I was going shopping for my daughter, and I'm like, okay, this is different than even a few months ago. Things are going, the prices
you should have to pay fucking double.
Yeah. Build back better, baby. Build back better. So, That's right. And he wants to come in here. Soft wants to come in here and try to defend that. It would end up in a screaming match.
Well, he would spend most of his time trying to defend why he hasn't ran an actual Ethernet cable to his broadcasting area.
Yeah, why don't you build
Because
back?
I've been up his ass about that for over a year now. Like, dude, like I've laid one in the ground twice because my first one messed up. So I've done it twice now, and it about 250 feet.
So there is a doctor that's running for governor in the state of Minnesota. And he is Dr.
Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, Dr. Jesse Ventura. And so they're going after his medical license again. This is a little long. I'm going to see, maybe I can. This one's a little long, but I think it's worth listening to. Whoops.
If it can happen to me,
hang on.
I think it can happen to you.
I can hear it.
I said that over and over again. Last night at 11:30, my wife and I got home after a 40-hour whirlwind in northwestern Minnesota, visiting some 7 different cities and providing support for Dr. Jeff Horick, a surgeon who was fired because he spoke at a school board meeting in favor of allowing masks to be optional for kids. So last night I get home and I open up the mail, and for the 5th time, my medical license is being investigated. This time there are a half a dozen complaints. I am problematic because I called for civil disobedience in regards to the press conference that President Biden issued on September 9th that he never followed up on. He never certified that as an executive order, nor has he given to OSHA their instructions by which they can make rules to determine how to implement what he said he wanted to happen in a press conference. So what we have is a press conference. So it's a problem for me. It's alleged that I'm not vaccinated, and I'm not. I've been very clear about that. I have a plethora of antibodies because I recovered from COVID. I'm inappropriately recommending against children wearing masks in schools. Last I checked, school boards are making those decisions. I have my opinion, and I'm entitled to those. I'm politicizing public health. Really? What about Mike Osterholm and Tony Fauci who say, don't wear masks, don't wear masks, don't wear masks, and then all of a sudden they get religion and wear masks? We have 19 years of data that says masks don't do the job. I was quoted as saying, I have said that. And the fact of the matter is, from 2000 to 2020, we thought that masks didn't help, but now evidently they do. I've been telling followers that hospitals and doctors are falsifying death certificates. I've never said that. It's alleged that I've promoted the use of ivermectin. That's a decision between a patient and a doctor. And I think Joe Rogan might have weighed in on that. And I hear that there are several hundred members of Congress that may have also benefited from ivermectin. And I'm inappropriately promoting the benefits of natural immunity. Inappropriately promoting the benefits of natural immunity. Okay, so I'm going to be responding to these complaints. I looked at my wife this morning and I said, sweetheart, I am sorry I'm putting you through this. She said, there's nothing to be sorry for.
So there you go.
Well, he's not putting her through it. They are.
Exactly. But again, Joe Rogan, the doctor that prescribed the medication for Joe Rogan, also prescribed ivermectin to approximately 200 members of Congress. And no one's talking about that. And the internet, well, I shouldn't say the internet, Twitter, it went ablaze again because now they want the 200 members who received ivermectin, they want them identified because you can't take the ivermectin. You can't take it. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
I've seen videos of people that were prescribed ivermectin, and they went in to their pharmacy to get it filled, and the pharmacy worker goes, "So what's it for?" Number one, that's none of your fucking business. There's a thing called HIPAA. My doctor prescribed it to me. Just fucking give me the shit. But they were honest, and they said COVID, and they said, "Well, I can't give it to you."
They did the same thing with hydrochloroquine, HCQ.
Hydroxychloroquine, HCQ.
Can never say it. They did the same
Have you
thing.
seen that there's I didn't know, this is from Telegram, so I have no idea like the validity of this, but I seen an article in there that says that the new Merc pill is a danger.
What do you mean it's a danger?
Well, do I need to like
kind
pull it
of
up? Because no, I don't. I
No, I mean,
really don't
kind
want
of.
to
I
do
mean,
it. I really don't want to do it here.
Did they say that? So, are they saying that they're having issues with the trials, or is that what they're saying? Or
just a second, I'll tell you.
So, Soft is asking who wants who identified. The people on Twitter, your buddies, your nitwits, the people on your side, they want to know. They want the Congress people that have been treated with ivermectin. They want them identified. That's what they want. Who took the ivermectin? Which one of you Congress people took the ivermectin? They want them to be identified so that they can, I don't know, they can cancel them like they're trying to cancel Dave Chappelle.
All right, so I don't know this website.
Yeah, we're just going to go allegedly. Allegedly, there's an article about this new
stuff.
I
don't know anything about. I don't know the validity of this, but here it is. This says the article says headline: Proceed with caution at your own peril. Merck's COVID superdrug poses serious health risks, scientists warn. As it turns out, all the scientists and doctors who insisted that Merck's revolutionary COVID drug, I'm not even going to try to enunciate that, is extremely safe, weren't faithfully adhering to the science after all. Because according to a report published Thursday by Barron's, some scientists are worried that the drug, which purportedly cut hospitalizations in half during a study that was cut short, could cause cancer or birth defects.
There you go. Thank you. Meanwhile, ivermectin doesn't have any of that shit. That doesn't cause any of that. But the issue is the patent's out on ivermectin. Okay. So let me ask you this question. If the patent is out on ivermectin and anybody can make it, and they say, well, you can only charge like 30 cents a pill for it. If a drug company decided to start making ivermectin and then came out and started charging, I don't know, $5 a pill, you don't think that they would get scooped up? You don't think that's a great money-making opportunity? These capitalists, they love to make some money. I mean, it's not $700 a pill. Well, I'd say make it $25 a pill, like a boner pill. $25 a pill, you could make a shit ton of money. That's why none of this makes sense. If you look at this from a common sense point of view, none of this makes sense.
About saving lives, John. Build back better and save lives.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to get another strike on YouTube by talking about, vaccines and how over in Israel right now.
An entire rant on this shit, but no.
We really need to be able to go to Rumble. Oh, you know what I meant to do? And I didn't do this. I meant to take a look and see if we are broadcasting over on Twitter. I don't know.
Yeah, now from what I've seen, people
there.
on Twitter cannot comment, or we can't see them and we can't respond to them.
Well, that's
so I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there in the.
That's even better.
I doubt we even have a view on there. So.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyhow, we're over there on Twitter.
Sure.
Here we go. Let's hear what he says here. The ivermectin thing is weird because it was a couple of people that got it from the cattle store because they knew about it, but the drug also has tons of regular human uses. Yes. And
are you agreeing with Soft?
Well, yes.
I think a black hole just opened up.
I've said this before, that ivermectin has been used for years and years and years. It's still used for dogs for heartwarming. It's a heartwarmer medicine. And it's also used for swine and equine, which is horses. And the difference is the strength. And the reason being is because the dosage is done by the weight of the animal. So ivermectin for swine is basically 1 cc per 25 pounds. I don't know what it is for equine, but what I used to do when I used to have hunting dogs, beagles, and I used to use that, the swine ivermectin, and once a month, I would give them like 1 cc. You draw a 1 cc syringe and you'd open up their mouth, you'd shoot it in there, you'd shut their mouth, and then you'd rub their throat until they swallowed, and then you'd let them go, and they'd walk around and they'd rub their head on the concrete because it mustn't tasted like shit. Hey, there we are. Look at us.
I'm trying to break the internet.
Why do you want to break the internet? Oh, we have 2 viewers over there on
because the internet sucks.
Twitter. Oh, I just say we have 2 and 1 dropped off.
Yeah, way to go. Way to scare them off.
What is that? We have 2 whole
Probably
viewers.
a case of, they got their like phone out of their pocket and then realized that we were on there like, oh shit, I'm gonna get off of that.
Look at us, looking at us, looking at us.
That's right.
Again, like Trump said in an interview, he says, if I should have said, you know what, whatever you do, don't take that HCQ or HQC or whatever the hell it's called. HCQ. Yeah, don't take that. Whatever you do, don't take that. And everybody would say, oh, we need that.
I was, the other day, I think I talked about this on our last episode. I decided to go onto like Facebook and just scrolled down the wall just because I haven't been on there in so long. I wanted to see what was going on. And it was more of the, my liberal, buddies are still doing, memes with Trump and bleach bottles. And it's like, why aren't you patting your guy on the back right now?
Well, when Trump was in office, everybody that died of COVID, it was Trump's fault. They died on your watch. Now they're dying on, they're dying on Joe Biden's watch, and it's the filthy unvaccinated. They never take the blame for anything. They love to blame people, but they'll never take the blame for anything. It's always somebody else. And he, again, they took they shot him up with Adderall. This is allegedly, or I'm making this up. And they took Sleepy Joe and they took him to Virginia because the governor race there is so tight. And he got up and started mumbling away. And all he kept saying was Trumpity Trump, 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 Trumpity Trump, Trump, Trump. Trumpity Trump did this and Trumpity Trump did that and Trumpity Trump, 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 Trump. Meanwhile, Trump's been out of office for 9 months, 10 months, almost.
Yeah, 10 months.
All right. So I see you. Are you going to bring something up?
No.
Okay. So I got one more story. One good feel. I got one.
I got one for John.
Oh, you got one for me?
Yeah. Got a stop screen. Share
Go
screen.
ahead.
Sorry.
All right.
One has to go, John. Which one's it going to be?
What do we got? Seafood, Coca-Cola, Oreo. I'm going Coca-Cola. I love seafood.
You don't drink soda?
I could drink Pepsi. All right. I like me some cheesecake.
Just say soda. Yeah, let's
put soda. Yeah, I would get rid of soda because I like ice. I don't really drink that much soda, but I'm a big fan of cheesecake. And I don't know if you know this, Bob, but you are in the presence of greatness because I hold the podcasting record for eating the most Oreo cookies in 1 minute, which was 10.
Okay. All of you with Discord channels about lolcows, please add that to your.
Now, here's the thing: you can only eat them one at a time. You can't just take 20 cookies and shove them in your mouth. You have to eat them one at a time.
Well, that's no fun.
Boom, 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 boom. Well, that was the rules. That was the rules I had to go by. So here's my feel good story. If let me bring this up. Window. Here we go. White male marketing VP at North Carolina hospital wins $10 million reverse discrimination payout after he was replaced by 2 women, one whom is Black, as a part of a diversity and inclusion program. David Duvall was fired by Novant Health in South Carolina in 2018, 5 days before his 5th work anniversary. At the time, he was Senior Vice President of Marketing and Communications. He was not given a reason for the firing and was told by his supervisor that he had done nothing wrong. Duvall's role was split between 2 women, Kate Everett and Vicky Free. Everett, who is white, worked beneath him and was promoted to Chief PR and Communication Officer. Free, who is black, was brought on as a Chief Marketing Officer. Duvall said both women are qualified, but no more than him, and that he was replaced as part of the company's 5-year inclusion and diversity plan. He alleges that he is one of 5 white men who lost their jobs in that way in the healthcare group. So there you go, buddy. You got a $10 million golden parachute because of inclusion and diversity. And if you got to hire 2 women to replace 1 guy, I mean, huh? That's all I got to say about that.
Well, you just pay them half.
Yeah.
That way,
Exactly.
if one calls out sick, so what? You got a backup.
Just goes to tell you that men rule and women drool.
Women drool.
That's right. So hopefully they'll knock this shit off once the lawyers get involved and once that they start suing organizations and institutions and businesses for racial profiling of white people and stop this. Let's just have the best person for the job get the job. That's all.
Well, I mean, they were doing this crap earlier this year with these airlines. They're like, yeah, we're looking for pilots that are, diverse with, we want trans pilots. And it's like, what is it? How about just somebody who's good at flying planes and shows up to do the job? How about that? Why can't that be the first prerequisite or qualification?
That's what I like. Here we go. Another feel-good story.
Yeah, I just had earlier this year, I just had my entire backyard dug up and had to have an entire new, leach field and a septic system put in. And that, I thought about, do I know anybody who
anybody
want to get rid of?
Boss allegedly kills employee, buries him under septic tank. Now, here's the thing. The problem with committing a crime now is there's cameras everywhere. And this, I had to say, I thought was a really ingenious plan. Authorities have charged an Oklahoma man with murder after they allege he killed his employee and buried him under a septic tank. 50-year-old Brett Mack was reported missing by a family member. They said they hadn't heard from him since September 20th. According to Fox News, the individual then had reached out to Mack's boss, 66-year-old Dan Triplett, to inquire about Mack's whereabouts, according to the report. Triplett, who operates a septic tank installation company, reportedly fired Mack on September 20th and gave him a severance pay. Triplett told authorities he dropped Mack off at a laundromat, and that was their last known interaction. Police, however, alleged that Triplett murdered Mack while on the job. Questioning Triplett's claim, he dropped Mack off at the cleaners after surveillance video showed Triplett's truck drive by but never stop. After questioning Triplett, he wanted to fire Mack due to Mack's alleged violent behavior. Authorities eventually granted a search warrant for Triplett's home and vehicle and found a book detailing Triplett's previous job locations. They tracked down the one job on September 20th and contacted the homeowners. The homeowners' surveillance footage reportedly showed Mack and Triplett working at the site, with Mack disappearing out of the camera after entering the hole that was dug for the septic tank and was never seen exiting the hole or on the cameras again. They went there and they dug up the septic tank, and, well, by God, they found a body down there with a bullet in the back of it. So apparently the boss shot him in the back and buried him under the sewer tank.
Christ.
So there you go. Oh, and here's one last thing. Let me get rid of this. So last episode, Bob and I had a very heated debate over Alec Baldwin's
accidental
shooting. And from the information that was available at the time, I thought that Alec was shooting a scene and then took the gun and pointed it at the camera. And that's not what happened. They weren't shooting the scene. And apparently, for some stupid reason, Alec just pointed the gun at the cinematographer, pulled the trigger, and shot her. Now, there's no reason to take a gun for any reason, and if they're not filming, and point it at another human being and pull the trigger. So I have to say, as much as it kills me, Bob was right. That there has to be some kind of, I don't know, charges against.
The gun was. It was said that the gun had gone through 3 hands. It went from the armorist to another worker on the set to another worker on the set. They were, I forget their titles, their job titles, but they were up there. They weren't like, grips or nothing. Before it went to Alec Baldwin's hand. So now the Santa Fe district attorney, I guess, is not ruling out the possibility of bringing him up on charges.
Yeah, they're saying that, yeah, he's in a heap a load of trouble, he is.
Mm-hmm.
So now they were using the guns because they're not props, they're real guns. They were using them for target practice. They were plinking cans with them.
Yes.
So there was live ammo on the set, on location with them.
Which doesn't make sense. Like,
it doesn't make
sense. There should have been 0 live rounds anywhere on that set, period.
Right. And then the woman that was killed, her husband is a lawyer. And somehow he is either prosecuting someone in the Clinton organization. So they're wondering if that had anything to do it. And if I can put my tinfoil hat on, I also heard that she was making a documentary about pedophilia in Hollywood.
That's tinfoil hat. That came out almost 5 minutes after the news came out that it happened. It's like,
allegedly she was making a documentary.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
About
that's what they say about everybody that dies.
Hey, we'll find out because somebody will dig into that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know? All right.
How about this? I think you need to go out and get you 3 pumpkins right now and do this.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Honest to God, I think I might get 3 pumpkins and put let's go.
A lot of work. It'd probably take you an hour for each one just to get it carved up.
I'm a big fan of carving pumpkins.
I used a couple of LED candle lights and just toss that in there or something.
Yeah, I used to love doing it with the kids. You would take and go get that they got a little jigsaw thing.
Yeah.
And then you would put a piece of paper on there with a drawing. And then what you would do is you'd use this little thing and you would poke holes in it. It would give you an outline and then just and go around it. And it was a lot of fun. I used to love to do that.
I saw the other day, I saw a TikTok where a guy carved his pumpkin with a 0-degree tip and a pressure washer.
Oh.
And it actually came out decent. It blew holes through the back of it.
Of course, yeah.
But the front looked pretty good. I was like, damn, that's some skills.
What's this about? What does he want me to call him for? I'm a
call him what? What do you want him? What do you want us to call you?
You socialistic loser.
Do you have his number? Because that's really weird that you would have his number, but I don't. And I actually call him like a friend, and you don't.
No, I don't have his number. I don't have his number. All right, Bob. I think we've said it all. I think we've done it all. Another Boomer Bunker prime time is in the can.
That's how you like it, right?
I love it in the can.
Yes. You ever had 7-Up in the can?
No. I'm sure it'll clean out your insides.
Liar, liar, liar.
Apparently, he has my number. Soft's got my number. All right. We will be back.
I'm doing my impersonation right now of Colin.
Just sitting there looking at somebody else, just doing your homework while we're doing the show. Colin is part of the Discord Nitwits.
Who cares?
Right. If you go over to YouTube to the Boomer Bunker channel, we have a video where we talk about the whole death of the rubberneckers.
Hold on a second. I found some of this, liberal dribble, and I want to know what your take is on it.
Okay.
Here's one of them. I'd take a bullet for my country. You won't even take a needle for your neighbor. Sit down.
Well, what do I think about that? Let me think about that for just a second. Because the whole vaccine thing is really, really dumb for the simple fact that there's no they will not allow people that had COVID have the natural. There's no special dispensation or vaccine. What would you call it when you don't have to get it? What is that called? Like you're exempt. Thank you. No exemption if you've already had COVID and you have the antibodies. I don't understand that. Why would you still have to get the vaccine if you've had COVID? Especially when they're not even 100% sure this thing works still. I mean, the numbers are going up. There's more breakthrough cases. So I don't know. Again, within exemption. Yeah, thanks there, Tristan. Thank you for playing Boomer Charades. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, I got another one for you.
All right, here we go.
Again, I want to know what your opinion is.
Take it on this.
John's hot take. The price of gasoline consists of 4 factors: taxes, distribution, and marketing, the cost of refining, and crude oil prices. Now, which are not determined by the president. How much marketing do you think is? By the way, let's see, taxes, distribution, marketing, cost of refining is 4 things. And then the 5th thing is crude oil prices. So whoever made this can't even count. But yeah, I think there's more to it than that.
Yeah, of course. Well, this is the very liberal, like superficial way of looking at something. All right. When the president went and stopped the drilling rights on government land. And when he takes and stops pipelines, and so when you do shit like that, then that's when the production goes down and prices go up. And also now instead of being an oil export, now we're importing oil. So, hey, you know what there, Joe, do yourself a favor. Go give Donald Trump a call and figure out and just ask him, hey, Donald, how did you get gas prices so low? How did you do that? Well, he doesn't want to. Here's another nitwit heard from. More COVID talk. Now we're talking about vaccines and how we're not talking about that.
We're talking about gas prices, but okay.
Well, we were talking about the vaccine and how if you have natural immunity, if you've had COVID and you got over it, that should
This was a recent post.
I like that. See, now that's parody. That's comedy. I don't have a problem with that. That's Donald Trump as a skeleton drinking Clorox. I don't have a problem with that.
But when did he ever say to drink Clorox or bleach?
He said it.
The media said that.
He was a press conference where he said that maybe we should be able to take disinfectant.
But he didn't say to drink it or to butt chug it or to dump it over your head. It didn't say any of that.
Well, listen, Donald used to say some shit off the cuff and all that, but you cannot sit there and try to compare what the stuff that Trump said versus the shit that falls out of Biden's mouth on a daily basis.
Well,
it makes no sense at all.
At least we can understand what Trump said, even if it was asinine.
Yeah, bring that one video back up again where Biden was talking, and I guess this was in Virginia when he was my God, Terry McAuliffe is probably sitting there. He had to bring Biden in, right, to campaign for him. And he's sitting there and he's probably just wants to take an ice pick and jam it in his eye because he brings this guy over and this is what he says. You know, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Did I screw you up? Did I ask you to get?
No, it just takes me a second for me to
get
back to it.
There you go.
Pump up the volume.
Yeah, Trump.
I'll pump up the volume a little bit.
Here we go.
Know the little expression, time is money. As one computer said, if you're on the train and they say Portal Bridge, you know you better make other plans.
Well, who can argue with that?
I mean, for real.
You know, when you go to get cinnamon buns and someone drops a football, you better not go to the hockey game. That's what I say. Ooh, who's that?
I don't know. Probably some ad.
Ooh. Yeah, jump on there. Get some of them young male lap dances. I mean,
I don't remember. I remember powder. Was it called powder puff? Like football. Remember that back in the day when the guys would dress as the
cheerleaders
team would dress as the cheerleaders and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I don't know about your school, but they would do it all day at school. Like the guys would be dressed like that, and we'd mess with them.
My senior year, I was coaching. I was one of the coaches for the Powder Puff, the team.
Go figure.
And the guys, the cheerleaders. I mean, they would come in. They had big giant balloons in their chests.
Yeah, that was the common thing too.
And of course, someone would sit there and stick it with a pin or something, and it would explode. And then the one guy, he pulled a balloon out of his pocket, blew it up, tied it up, and jammed it in his shirt again. Yeah, but it was fun. It was just good old fashioned fun. You know what they didn't do was get all the male teachers, put them on chairs and
give them lap dances
and give them lap dance.
And then post the photos to their webpage.
Just so stupid. Again, allegedly, the same principal was in trouble for riding teenagers around in a car and they were drinking and smoking. So just tell you, that's a principal that you want. And I think that also the principal was in charge of this. Oh, he's the mayor. He's the mayor of the city. And he's also the principal of the high school. So.
Did you watch this one that I sent you?
No.
You plan on making any turns?
I don't know how I'm going to do it.
I mean, as long as you're going straight home.
Straight.
It'll work.
I have a thing where I can couple them all together and pull it down. I don't know.
No, you nitwit. No. See, that's a Democrat right there. That's a Democrat. So
I don't know. He wasn't wearing a mask. Most
Well,
of them I see, they're still masked up.
Right. Because the fact of the matter is, where did I see it? Oh, I remember. There was another one where the guy had a bunch of 2x4s and he had it through the two windows of the car. Like it was and he went through the windows and he's driving down the road and it hit a tree and it ripped the side of the roof off the car and splintered wood flying everywhere and the glass breaking. Who puts the wood through the windows? I mean, he's got 8 foot. I mean, it's like what? 3 foot. It had to be bigger than 8 foot because it was like 4 foot sticking out of each side.
Dude, I saw one the other day. The guy had a hatchback Prius and he was taking, now to my knowledge, vinyl siding comes in 12 foot long pieces. And I know because I've got some right in here that my wife's been on me about getting up on my shed, and which is going to happen here soon. And he was taking it and folding it in half.
Oh God!
Like and then putting it into his car. That's, I mean, if he's going to cut it in half, like if he's doing a doghouse, okay, then maybe that'll work. But
Right.
just there's other ways. Like, don't you have a friend who has a truck or a trailer or a van? You can just strap it on the top. Like, he'd have been better just tying it to his roof. And hey, do we advertise this as a comedy podcast?
Well, it's entertaining. There might be a joke or two thrown in.
Okay, when you made the RSS feed and you were getting us out there all over the internet on various podcatchers, did you put that we're comedy?
I think it was third on the list. In other words, it was yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
He's just listen. He's just
that you don't have to address. I just want to make sure that I wasn't there when you set up the RSS and got everything going. I had nothing to do with that. I was lazy, like everything else that I do. So
yeah,
I didn't know, because if you're advertising us as comedy, I need to start getting
working on our jokes,
clown shoes, and a wig and shit.
No, I think what we do is we come in here and we look at the nonsense that's going on in the world and we try to make sense of it, or just shine a light on it. You know what I mean?
What's better, this or The Bachelorette, or whatever's on right now? The Voice.
I would say this is better than The Bachelorette or The Voice.
You never got into that crap. I can't watch The Voice anymore. It's
no, I can't. The Bachelor and The Bachelorette thing skis me out. The Bachelorette thing really skis me out. But The Bachelor, it's the same thing. It's like all these girls trying to get this one guy, and it's just a big giant contest. And most of the time, they probably wouldn't give this guy the time of the day, but it's just a competition. They're just out to knock the other bitches off. That's what I'm saying. He's just upset that I won't go back and do Rubberneckers again. It's the podcast that he destroyed.
Oh, you will.
That's never happening. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee. If I do, it won't be with him. He's fired. He's off the show. If we ever bring Rubberneckers back, he won't be part of it. So that I'll guarantee. All right. Do we have a dad joke?
No.
All right. Well, then no jokes. That's it. We're not doing it. We're not doing the jokes. All right. So we'll be back Monday.
Lovers everywhere.
Yes.
I got to do that in every show.
Right. Wait a minute. Maybe do I have one here? Where is it?
I agree with John.
There we go.
Oh.
All right. We'll see you Monday morning. Bye.
What's up, nigga?